hello. I have to always pause because if not, it catches me looking crazy on the thumbnail for Facebook and YouTube. So it's like whatever the video is, whenever it actually picks up and shares it, is what it shows me. Like, and sometimes I'm looking crazy. So I had to kind of like take a little pause so that and watch it be this one. It catches me scratching my head. Watch. But I always have to take a little pause and not look all crazy so that it picks up and gives me a pleasant looking thumbnail. But I do need to go on here real quick because this session is going to start very, very soon. So I need to look, it got me like this. That's so crazy. All right. Let's see how Silaholics Anonymous caught me. All right. Incredible evening, everyone. I am trying to. I still don't have notification. It's like, I don't understand. Facebook, they take forever to send me my own notifications. That's so crazy. All right, let me go and write a post. Let me help you monetize your skills. All right. All right, that is shared to my groups. And then now I need to copy this link and post it here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Facebook and them pushing out the notifications. They pick and choose when they want to do stuff. It's okay though. All right. 1 second. All right. So there's that. And then I have to do one more thing, which is to okay, so before I get into this, right? I am going to, if there's anyone here who is a part of my creative business program, I'm gonna start that off right before I get started. I'm gonna have to probably say it a couple times. if there is anyone who is a part of my creative business program, we are going to have this, although we've had this talk, but not to this, well, somewhat to this extent. We've kind of had it in different Q&As and things and business check-ins. We are going to have this exact same discussion next week because we start creative business over again next week. Normally, I am doing a creative business session on Thursdays, but this I do my creative business sessions the first and the third Tuesday and Thursday of the month. Well, this month we had a fifth week, and I ended up having a business check-in, but you guys, only 2 people came because it really wasn't supposed to be on the schedule, but I mentioned it, so some people came, but I forgot. I don't do it on. I didn't have it planned for the fifth Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday. So for today, since like for me in my mindset, I'm normally in creative business mode, I figured I would do a session for business 101 as it relates to creatives. So again, I am doing a live session tonight. If you guys would like to attend, if you are in creative business, you are more than welcome to attend, but you will have to pay full price for it. But again, we will go over this on the next. So it'll be next Tuesday. We're going to go over this same. Next Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, one of those. Yeah, we'll go over this same information for creative business. So if you are in creative business, if you just want to come to hear other people's input and stuff like that, you're more than welcome. But you will pay full price, or you can just wait for next week. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that that was said, and because I'm going to talk about some things right now. All right. So hello everybody. I am Shakia, the professor of Sillaholics Anonymous. Well, HS Inc. 365 LLC is our parent company, and we have several entities that fall under that. My creative community that I created over 8 years ago, Sillaholics Anonymous, to teach you guys how to use and master Silhouette Studio, as well as the Silhouette Cameo Portrait Curio machines. 365 Creative Academy is my academy where I teach all things creative, like just the creative part of it, all the way up to the business side. And then there is Honestly Speaking, which is our product line for sublimation ink, sublimation paper, pigment ink, chip resetters, and there's a lot more in the works for that particular line. I spend a lot of time talking to those who want to monetize their creative skills. I have monetized mine. I showed yesterday. If you missed that video, I went through over 50 shirts, and this is just the shirt part of my business. We're not talking about the decals that I've done, not talking about the party favors, the balloons, as far as like party decor, me being an event planner, none of that. We're talking just shirts. Over 50 shirts that were actually just mine. So that's not including all of the shirts that I've made before. Over the years, I have learned a lot. Even before I started to monetize my skills, I have worked in several industries and seen business from the inside out. So as someone who worked my way to be able to see it from the back office, but also being a very observant employee and seeing how things work. I look at everything from a business standpoint. I mean, just even in my regular day life, when I go to stores, just everything that I do, it's like I am completely tuned in to business. I study large corporations, how they do things, how they like their customer service, their flows, their how like their pricing structure, their sales structure. I am so tuned into business. And it's been that way. I mean, even a little bit before we had our business, but it's just really, 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 really strong now. I've always been very creative. It's a blessing. It's something that God blessed me with, to be able to really think outside of the box in all things. And I have been sharing that, in my creative business program for about a year. I'm always, you guys know, I have notes and notes and notes of my personal experience in business. I just like to take notes. I got a bunch of notebooks. So I take a lot of notes and just what works, what doesn't work, I've had some not so successful moments, and right now I feel like I'm living on top of the world because I am living out part of my dream and I still have more to go, but I know how to order those steps, how to structure it to get there, and I'm taking the necessary steps to get there. In going from just being a content creator where I just wanted to share the things that I was making in my business to really training other creative entrepreneurs or side hustlers, I have seen and heard like, different sides of it as far as the struggles, the frustrations, and a lot of it boils down to not having proper business 101, business 101, like business sense, like not knowing about running a business. And going into we're finished with the first quarter of the year. We're about to hit the second quarter. So for the second quarter and the third quarter, my goal is to really go real hard on helping creative entrepreneurs and side hustlers with their business, the business that they desire to run, not necessarily trying to teach how I run mine. Because I've worked in so many industries, working in radio alongside the promotions and marketing. So knowing that, being an operations manager for a company, so I understand when it comes to like HR and working for a sports entertainment like restaurant. So I worked at the American Airlines Arena for the Heat. So running a stand, having dealing with a lot of different money, dealing with a lot of different cashiers, basically running my own stand, my own business, and controlling employees and the workflow, how food was made, understanding timing. All of these things have made it to where I am skilled to train others on this. It's been asked of me time and time again to do some sort of mentorship or coaching and things like that, um, on the business side and understanding marketing. Now, I don't, I can give you information on what it means to, as some people will say, legalize your business. But as long as you are doing things properly and you are paying your taxes, your business is very much so legal. Having an LLC, having an S corp, having all of those doesn't legalize your business. If you're doing legal things to make money and you are paying Uncle Sam and you're doing things the right way, your business is legal. You are able to have self-employment and to be able to generate income without having any of that. You just, when you go and you file your tax, you're putting those on there. You're just taxed under the self-employment tax instead of, for corporations and, official business structures. There are times when you're going to need those official business structures depending on how you want to grow and scale your business. So I want to talk to you more so about the businesses that you want to build, how to properly plan for this creative, like to monetize your creative skills. The things as far as business that will come, people saying, well, I want to have a virtual address. I need to have an LLC. I need to have a website. I ran that business for making shirts, doing my event planning business, all without a website. But I did have, eventually, when I first started, it was haywire, it was confusing. And I know that you guys face those same exact things, being like knowing where to put your orders at, how to keep track of your inventory, how to keep track of your sales. I have been through those to where I went through the struggles of it and then I created ways to make it easier to where now there I have other headaches. Like all that order stuff is not a headache for me. I have other headaches now because I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to scale. I've been there and I want to share my experiences, my knowledge, to where it could potentially help you. I'm not saying everything that I'm going to tell you is going to work for your business, but there are going to be a lot of things that you can apply to your business and your setup. You may be someone to where you're trying to figure this out and you have several young children that you have to tend to compared to like a mother, whether single or who has a significant other or co-parent. If you have children, you both can have two children. But if one person's children, they are younger, they require more attention because they're not self-sufficient. They can't do things themselves. You end up having to do a lot for those children. Whereas someone else may have children who are now teenagers, or they may have adult children. They have children, but they have adult children. How they're going to run their business and what they have the ability to do for the day-to-days for their business, they're going to be very different. They're both parents, have the exact same business, but their lifestyle is different. Maybe you have more support and you can have someone at just a drop of a dime call them, hey, I have this big order, I need you to take the kids because I need to focus. Others don't have that. So you have to figure out what's going to work best for your business. When you are forced to just learn someone else's business and how they run it, it may not work for you. I have the ability to help you in your business where you are. And I have helped people for free and got the feedback from them. And they're the ones that push me into this because they're like, Shakia, you dope as hell when it comes to marketing and ideas, things that I would never think of. I forward think. I don't think for the now, which can be a blessing and a curse. So tonight, I said 7:30. I'm probably going to start around like 8. There's a link. I will be doing a mentorship program in the summer. If I'm going to have a couple of these sessions, if you, the only ones that will be eligible for those, like for those spots, you have to attend one of these sessions, because once we get into it and I am mentoring you, I don't have time to go over business 101. You're still trying to figure out your cricket. You're still trying to figure out your cameo. There are certain things like you really aren't trying to monetize your skills. You started a skill and immediately want to monetize it. That's not who I want to help, because I will then have to help you understand and learn your skill and not the business. My focus for this will be helping you to understand the business. So if you don't have your skill sets, I can't help you. So these sessions will be to talk about like fundamental business 101. Things like understanding your pricing, understanding structure as far as inventory control, understanding the things that you have to think about as far as overhead, and when you're pricing, how to account for that overhead. Thinking about how you want to grow and scale. What is your purpose and what you're doing in this? I find that most people don't understand their purpose. When I started my business, or as far as like really monetizing my skills, it wasn't to really work for myself. My husband, damn good job. You know, he was the breadwinner. He took care of our family. What I made was for all of our extracurriculars. It was for date nights and movies or being able to eat out. It eventually became our vacation fund, to where when we went on vacation, we did not have to touch any of the money that came directly from his pay stubs. We had this fund to where we created a budget where his money paid, we budgeted out and all that stuff. This is now we're saving for vacation. That's what I was hustling, doing jobs for that purpose. Then it kind of came to my cheerleaders too. Like I would do stuff to be able to buy stuff for my cheerleaders to take some of that pressure off of them. And then it also turned into, with us having children and then having a second child, preparing for their future, whether it is college or if they want to start a business, we'll be able to help them start that business with less headaches. Now, because of the pandemic, everything that I've done before has made it to where I have a business where we don't have to work outside of the house. So there's certain steps and there's certain orders. I understood my purpose in the beginning, and it wasn't to walk away from a job, to not clock in somewhere. It served a purpose. So when I priced, I was pricing to fulfill that purpose. If you don't understand the purpose, if you're saying that I want to work for myself, and you're not thinking about all the things, all the responsibilities that, although you might dislike your job, there are some great benefits to clocking in with someone else. So you have to truly understand those purposes. And that's where I come in at, to be able to help you understand your purpose. And once you understand your purpose, everything else will start to fall in place, because you're going to know what you want to sell, how you want to sell it, what you want to price it at, what you are capable of actually producing to hit that number. understanding how much time you have in your day. If you are someone that has you're working a 9 to 5, you have children, they have extracurricular activities, you have a social life, what are you willing to sacrifice? You have to understand what those sacrifices are. And that's where I come in at. So, like I said, tonight it is 3365. Not very much. This is going to be a real world talk and discussion. I have a couple poll questions that's going to be in there, and this will help me determine who's able to take those slots when I open up this mentorship program in the summer. If you don't attend one of these sessions, you're not going to be eligible because you're going to be missing the fundamental business things. We got to get this part out of the way. That way we can get moving and grooving, and you're going to be prepared to actually make money in the second biggest season for creatives. Graduation season and Christmas are the biggest seasons for creatives. And I want to make sure that you guys are ready for the Christmas, the holiday season. So if you are ready to really work on the structure of your business, it's $33.65. Y'all know how I am about branding, 365. Click on the link. Join me tonight. It says 7:30, but we're already at 7:30, so I'm probably going to start around like 8 o'clock-ish or 7:45. I'll open up the room and anyone can come in, but I'll probably start around like 7:45-ish, 8 o'clock because I am doing this like right now. It is limited to the number of seats. I like to be connected with my audience and be able to answer questions and have you guys unmute to answer questions. So it is limited. And once they're sold out, the spots are sold out, but I will be doing it again. Because again, if you don't attend one of these sessions, you're not even going to be eligible. Now, in this session, even if you're not able to be a part of the mentorship, you're going to get a lot of value. Anyone on here who's been a part of my programs can let you know the value that I bring in my sessions, especially for business. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So let me see. I was hoping you do this. You guys actually, some of the feedback I've gotten from you guys, some others, like those who were in my 30, y'all have my whole mindset different. So I told y'all had me boohoo crying. I thank y'all because y'all have my whole mindset different. So the session is, it said 7:30, but I end up having to, the kids were running around outside. So I end up starting this live a little bit late. So it's going to be more closer to like 7:45, 8 o'clock is when we will start. So, there's no sense in, you don't have to attend each session. Each session, I'm going to pretty much be giving the same base information, but each time I do it, it will be 3365. That's not for the mentorship. That's just, if you look at the listing for it, it says interview. So it's not like an interview like that, but by me asking certain questions, and I'm going to give you guys certain, like I'm going to give you homework from this. And those who are able to submit that homework to me will be eligible for my mentorship program. My son wants to be in band for high school this fall. I don't even make enough to cover these fees. And I do summation t-shirt, tumblers, and even HTV. I don't even sell 20 shirts a month. It might be your approach to it. It may be that you haven't developed a budget for yourself. You haven't really structured and you're just buying. So you probably, to be honest, let me break it down like this, right? You may say you don't have enough to cover that, right? And you're not making enough shirts. You so with, I know in your mind you're like, okay, I want to pay these fees, right? I need to make money. So we're if you're doing summation, you had to buy a printer, you had to buy ink, you had to buy paper, you have to buy substrates. So some may say, well, what is the cost? So you want to start this business to be able to pay for those things. But with that money that you spend on all this stuff to make sales, would it have paid for his fees? How many things have you purchased? Have you gone out and said, okay, well, I see people, they're saying they're making money from shirts and tumblers and this and the third. So I'm going to make shirts, tumblers, all these different things. But that's more inventory that you have to buy, and you haven't created an audience for it. You haven't figured out who you're trying to sell to. You don't know how to get at them because you're at all of his practice. You're taking him to practice, and this, you're not communicating with people. You're saying, I'm an introvert, but I want a business. Businesses aren't successful with introverts. If a business owner is an introvert, they're going to have somebody that's an extrovert who's going to get out there and talk about their business. So if you're someone that's just sitting back and you're not making people aware of your business, then you're not going to get any sales. Then you've purchased all of this for it to be a hobby. That's the other thing. Did you get into this and you're monetizing your skills because, hey, I've developed these skills. I'm great at this. I just need to know how to monetize this and monetize it well to meet my goals. But if you went and it's like, okay, I have this goal that I need to reach. I see people saying that they're making money from this. Let me dump all this money to it and hope and pray that I make some money from it too. You could potentially be setting yourself up for failure. Some people, they're able to get into this and it takes off, but it might also be their lifestyle. Who are they connected with? Are they someone that's connected and have they're great with networking? I always go back to my sister. She got into this and it's like she knows everybody when it comes to youth football, youth track, youth cheer. So because she's someone that's known, when she went and said, okay, I'm doing shirts, I'm doing this, she did it for her cheerleaders as well. And now their parents are saying, hey, make me a birthday shirt, make me this, make me that. When she got into it, I remember she wanted to do all this stuff for her cheerleaders. She got them robes and all, like she hooked her cheerleaders up. Now, if she would have had to pay for it, it cost her more money. She was able to buy it and she DIY'd everything for her cheerleaders. Freaking amazing. Those robes were top notch. Like they loved it. They had matching shirts, they had robes, all of that. So now they're taking this home to their parents. Oh, dang, Coach Keisha can do this. So, all right, the orders are starting to come in. She monetized a skill that she developed. Too many people are trying to learn the skill and monetize at the same time, and you are setting yourself up to not be as successful as you can be. So you need to think about that. What can you scale back on? If you're trying to sell all these things and you can't focus on it, maybe just push one type of shirt. Have you set a budget when you're going out to the stores or you're going online buying things? Have you planned out a budget? In working for the arena, they have like regular budgets, they have office supply budgets, they have capital budgets. You have to plan your budget out at the beginning of the year and based off of like making your sales so that you can go and like revamp your budget every single year. I guarantee out of the 98 people that are watching right now between all of the different platforms, I would say maybe only 30 of you, if that, have actually sat down and developed a budget for your business. You might have a budget for your household, but do you have a budget for your business? And if you don't, you're not planning properly, and piss poor planning leads to, as you know, piss poor performance. Like failure to prepare leads to not being very prosperous in what you're doing. She said, "Whoo, got it." Sounds interesting. Like to hear about the business. Gets me like to hear about the business. Gets me excited. But what I want to do now is a little different. So that's why, like I said, for me, I know that everybody is not trying to walk away from their 9 to 5, or they don't want this to be a full-fledged business. There are some where they need this to help make ends meet. I have had, I call them my professor chats with several people who are on government assistance, and that's not enough to make ends meet. So they want to be able to monetize the skills they have, and they're trying to figure, like, some of them are so afraid of really like of growing because they are afraid of losing that assistance. But then I've helped actually 3 people go to where they're not reliant on that. That's a way, it's supposed to be a stepping stone for you. So if you have the means to break out and you don't need that, that is a success story. I was on government assistance. I built up my business to where I don't need that anymore. And you don't have to be fearful of it. So some people, they're doing it and it's like, okay, I want to be able to make a little money from it, but it's just something I want to do in my retirement. What is your purpose? I'm able, that's the joy of like what I do. I don't focus on you just becoming six figures or this, that, and the third. Hold on 1 second. I have to go back. Working on six figures, seven figures. You need to know how to run your business and scale it for the right now. That's what you have to learn how to do, how to scale it for right now. And that is what we are going to do tonight, to give you some tips and some things to think about. It will, I guarantee you, tonight will change your way of thinking when it comes to your business and what it takes to run a business. Hold on 1 second. I had to go back into, I didn't realize it had been that long. Is this the right one? Okay. Yes, it is. All right, there we go. Now, when you sign up, you are going to get your confirmation. You have to wait about 2 minutes and you're going to get a second email. Check your spam, check your promotions, check your all mail, depending on which carrier you have. It literally will come in about 2 minutes after you place your order because it goes through our Klaviyo system. So you have to wait 2 minutes to get that link. I've already tested it. I know that it comes through. Like I did my prep before. So, I know that it does come through. So in about 2 minutes, it will send to you. And you have to use that link to be able to attend. Oh, see, it works. Somebody is on right now. And I need to do something real quick. All right, there we go. Let's see. No, it's not. I'm looking at it. It's not. It's not yet. Unless I messed something up on here. Hold on. Nope. I just refreshed it. It's not. All right. All right. Let's see. What are the questions we have? So, I will be purchasing the summation course soon. We will. So March, the session end up not happening. So we will have one in April. In the one in April, we're going to go over actual like sublimating things and understanding templates and all those. So if you sign up for it, you'll get all the informational stuff about printers and all that. And then yeah, so yes, I will be offering again because it'll be a couple of sessions like this. And for me, it's going to be the same information. The only thing that might change is like those who are in and their questions. But I will be offering it on other days as well, leading up to when I will open up the mentorship. And this is a class. It's a prerequisite. You have to attend this to even be considered. So before I go, right? Thank you for signing up. One of the things I want to kind of leave you guys with is I posted I shared a post from a sublimation company, JB Sublimation Blanks, Just Blessed. And it was for sublimation pins, right? So I'm not pins, buttons. So I've done buttons before. I still do them. I have a button machine. I've been doing buttons and keychains with that method since high school. That's how I got into this. That was the first thing that I like fell in love with. I was making keychains in high school with the button maker. When I got out of the military, that was the first purchase I made, was a 2¼ button maker. It takes a lot to do it. Now the machine itself, can be somewhat of investment depending on which one you get. Mine is straight up metal. It is heavy duty. It was worth every penny of it. And then you have to buy all of the parts to it. So you can get, the parts can cost you like less than, it's like it cost you a couple cents to be able to get all the parts for it, right? But when you're making it, so let's go through the process of making a button. Someone on there said, what would you charge for? What would you charge for these? Because the profit margin does not seem to be that high. The thing that we have to realize is profit margin is not always about the material. Time is money. It's very cliche, but in this business, time really is money, and it is a part of your profit margin. So to make regular standard 2¼ buttons, you're going to have to print it out. You have this sheet, you have to cut it. So there are cutters where you can put it on a glass board, and you have to go find the center part, and then you go like this to cut it out. So you're cutting that out. Let's say there's 12 on a page, right? You have to go and you cut that out. Or you end up with an automatic one. When I say automatic, but it's like a better, like it's a hole punch, and not the one where you have to put it on glass and go like this. It's now a punch. You can get the handheld punch, or you get like one that sits on your table. So with that one, you're going to have to take the time to split that paper, because as you make the punch, it's leaving the paper around it. You can't get to the next row unless you cut that off. So most times people are like cutting it, and then they will punch, like take it down and punch. So do the first row, do the second row. So this is all now time, right? So we have to print it. We have to cut them out. When you make the buttons, you have to put down your shell. You have to put down your print, make sure that that's positioned properly on there. And then you put your Mylar on top. You go and you close it. Now, based off of where you put that print at, when you slide it over, that bottom piece, you got to make sure that you put that in there the right way, so that when you put the pen on, it ain't upside down and twist and turn and to the side. So there is things that you have to just like think through as you're making these. I mean, you can go through and pop them. Like I'll go and I can pop, and I have a whole little system. But for every button, there's the top part, there's the image, there's the Mylar. Then you move it, you pull that down, pull that up, slide it. You had to put the back part in, pull that, take that out, right? Your button's done. Can you make more money with that method doing a manual press? Yes, right? But how many will you get done in, let's say, 30 minutes? If you had one big order, how many you would get? If you're just doing one or two, hey, that's fine. Or let's say just a full sheet, boom, 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 it's perfect. But if you now have 100 of those to do, imagine doing that. So now you do the sublimation one, print it out. It's going to take the same amount of print. It's actually going to print out faster, because for the buttons, you want it to be on the best print setting, right? So it's going to take a lot longer for that to print out. Well, with sublimation, especially when using Honestly Speaking sublimation paper and ink, you can print on plain paper. It's going to come out a lot faster. So now you take those pieces, you turn them over, you tape them down. Now, if you do your template really, really good, there's also, I think Johnson's may have a jig for it. If not, there's ways to create your jig to where you can put them on there, put your paper down, and then be able to press it, because it's going to fall right into place. But if not, place them on there. It doesn't even matter what position they're in. You place them all on there, you tape them down. You have a big enough press, you can probably press 2 sheets at the same time in 30 seconds with Honestly Speaking sublimation paper. So you go and you press that, you're done in 30 seconds. Throw the little tape on the back. You're now able. So if with the manual press, if you had a big order in 30 minutes, let's say you had let's say I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm just going to just make it an easy number. So let's say you had to do 100 buttons. With the manual press, it takes you 2 hours to complete those 100 buttons. But with sublimation, you're able to complete that in an hour, 30 minutes, or 45 minutes. Maybe even if it's an hour and a half, you completed more of them So where now you can work on the next order that's making you money, where with the manual press, you're still working on that same order. So time really is money, and your profit margin can increase because you can get it done more efficiently and be able to move on to the next order. But most people don't think like that. You're only thinking about how much the material costs, and that is the only thing that you're factoring in for your profit. And there's so much more to that. So, she says, yep, got the confirmation and the email access 2 minutes later. Perfect. So this is not for silhouette. The silhouette course, you go on there, 8365. Now it's all done. It's all complete. You work at your own pace and you can skip around if you want to and go wherever you want because it is now complete for the silhouette course. All right. But if you are interested in it, join me tonight. We are going to help you start to structure your creative business the right way so that you can properly monetize your skills. Skills means you have done it and you have perfected it, or at least know how to do it to where it's not so frustrating and you're trying to figure it out along the way. Right? So again, the link is in the description of this video. She says mine went to spam, but I found it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Ooh, almost gave y'all the whole link to the Zoom. Let's go back over here, shall we? Almost gave all y'all access to the Zoom. All right, there we go. So there is the link if you guys would like to join us. It will be streamed, but the playback will only be for those who are in this session. Once it's over, I will shut this one down. You will not be able to purchase it again. I won't be able to do it while I'm in session, but the minute this session is over with, that will come down off of our site until the next session. All right. So hopefully I will see you guys. And remember, if you're in creative business, I will see you guys next week for this same exact discussion. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible.